Hi, I'm EllaAradia and welcome to your September 2025 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Gemini air signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading. It's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you, although sometimes these messages can get very specific. But what I do find is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Gemini signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then you can get notified when the next videos are up. So Gemini, let's jump in. Now for some of you, I feel like you are at a little bit of a crossroads right now, and I feel like there is some kind of choice or decision that needs to be made, and a little bit of a struggle around really trusting yourself with this. Now, it might be a choice around home, location, or between jobs, but for some of you, this feels to me like a choice in love, and it may even be a choice between two people here. So with your overall energies, we have the Six of Pentacles. You know, these are the energies of giving, receiving, give and take, and the balance of, you know, those dynamics in the connections and the situations that you have in your life. What lies in your recent past, the Seven of Cups. I already feel like we're looking at someone that you're currently connected to, and an imbalance in these energies of giving and receiving, of not feeling like you are receiving from your person what you truly deserve, what you truly want, but kind of hanging in there, you know, holding on to the potential, the possibility, because this is what the Seven of Cups is. You know, it's all these different cups with different things in them, possibilities, potentials, but sometimes, you know, we can get caught up, you know, in the illusions of those things, especially if, you know, it's something that's not really manifesting. And with your current energies, we have the Queen of Cups. So an invitation here, Gemini, to really look after your inner emotional world, like especially your emotional needs in this situation. Because to me, it really does feel like this might be something that you have put to one side in order to, you know, hold on to the what ifs and the what could be's in this connection. And there is, you know, a big invitation here from the universe for you to honor, acknowledge, you know, your true emotional needs in this situation. So Queen of Cups is all about emotional mastery and balance. And with your feelings towards your situation, we have the Knight of Wands. And for some of you, this may well be someone that, you know, you have this attraction to, this chemistry, you know, this passion, this desire, you know, it's fire energy. But is this really someone that can take things, you know, to the next level with you? And that's the big question. You know, because the more I feel into this, the more I get tuned into, you know, these imbalances that I feel that your person is perhaps kind of quite happy for it to be, you know, more of this kind of casual, let's say physical connection, you know, great chemistry and all of that. And I almost get the feeling of this kind of breadcrumb energy with this Six of Pentacles here, you know, giving you enough to kind of keep you around, knowing, you know, what perhaps your dreams are for the connection, what you really want in the long term. But are they really ready, you know, to give that to you? And what lies in your challenge position is the Knight of Pentacles. Now this is the slowest moving Knight in the tarot. It's very much this energy of, you know, putting one foot in front of the other, but just being very consistent with that, you know, making that commitment in that way. And so there is some kind of, you know, difficulty or challenge around, you know, taking this next step forwards for some of you. And with your hidden influence, we have the Hanged Man, which is the universe coming in and asking you to perhaps just take a little bit of a step back to gain, you know, a little bit of a different perspective on your situation. So it's often a card of sometimes sacrifice, sometimes of surrender, and it may be important for some of you to really look at perhaps, you know, what you are sacrificing with this Queen of Cups, which is, you know, your true emotional needs in this situation. And so the universe is asking you to take a pause, take a step back and, you know, perhaps gain a fresh perspective, a higher perspective. Because in the long run here, Gemini, I feel that what's at stake here is ultimately, you know, your happiness and fulfillment. You know, whether that is a location change, you know, like I said, the theme is the same. You know, it may show up in different areas of your life in slightly different ways and forms, but the theme is the same, where it's really about, you know, seeing the truth of something, not getting caught up in illusions, not settling for less, you know, with that Six of Pentacles, that breadcrumb card, and really looking after, you know, your true needs in this situation. And yes, you know, there may be, you know, this chemistry and, you know, this amazing connection on that level, but long term, is that enough? And so with your advice from the universe, the Ten of Cups, and this is a card of happiness, of completion, emotional fulfillment. It's very much representing, you know, those wishes granted. But sometimes, you know, in order for us to have this Ten of Cups, you know, in order for other people, partners to really, you know, show up and love us in the way that we need, in order to receive back from, you know, a situation or a person, you know, what we really want in terms of, you know, that Ten of Cups there. sometimes, we have to first do that for ourselves. And that's what the invitation of this Queen of Cups is for you. Because when we do that, and we really honour ourselves in that way, and we really embody that, even if it means, walking away from, something that no longer really serves, even if it means, letting go of the dreams and the hopes, because maybe, some of those dreams and hopes were illusions. And, when we can really honour ourselves in that way, it shifts our energy, it moves us onto a different vibration, and we are moving forwards in a more healed, whole and complete way in ourselves. And so when we do that for ourselves, what happens is the outside mirrors that back to us, because others are really a reflection of, the relationship that we're having with ourselves. It's always important to remember that. So in order to, get to this 10 of Cups, I feel that's something that needs to happen. And for some of you, the person that really represents this 10 of Cups may have already come into your life, and that might be the choice that needs to be made that I was seeing at the beginning. Or it may be a choice in, letting go of, who or what truly, no longer makes you happy and fulfilled. And with your potential outcome, we have the Page of Wands, so some kind of, new beginning. Pages are all about, this openness to a new beginning in some way. So new passion, new inspiration, some kind of, creative beginning where you really move forwards, from the heart and from that inspiration in yourself. But it may involve leaving something behind with this 5 of Pentacles. And the hidden message really of the 5 of Pentacles is about your self-worth and your value, and moving forwards, embodying those energies much more strongly. And it may involve letting go, as I said, of a situation where you were perhaps putting your needs to one side, where you weren't, in this energy of worth and value and self-love. And so moving forwards, with that, towards this new beginning and this 10 of Cups. So Gemini, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, Gemini, and I wish you a great month ahead.